It's MetroNews Talkline. We are live in the upper rotunda of the West Virginia State Capitol. We have tomfoolery, we have shenanigans, we have strike and insert. We got to break all of that down. We're underway.
Not attempt to change the station. You are surrounded. We interrupt this program to bring you an emergency news bulletin. Repeat, this is an emergency bulletin. Keep your radio turned on.
From the studios of WVRC Media and the MetroNews Radio and Television Network, the voice of West Virginia, comes the most powerful show in West Virginia. This is MetroNews Talkline with Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows.
Check line up link. Activated Telos telephone. Switch network control from Charleston to Morgantown.
Stand by. Q Dave and TJ. You're on. MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Good morning. We are live at the AARP broadcast location, upper rotunda of the West Virginia State Capitol. Final day in the Capitol as the session will conclude on Saturday. Late marathon Senate Judiciary Committee meeting yesterday. We'll dive into that. What happened? What was struck? What was inserted? We'll get into all of that coming up as the show unfolds today. Senate Whip Ben Queen scheduled to join us. He's going to try and make a few minutes for a second hour. Brian Dayton, Chamber of Commerce, will stop by, and Wood County Delegate Scott Heckert will join us as well. Say good morning, TJ Meadows. Also this morning, Stephanie Pauley, our on-site video producer. Jake Link handles the stream back at Master Control, and Ethan Collins on the audio side for all of our great radio affiliates across the state. Morning, TJ.
Good morning, sir. This is when it gets fun. The wheeling and dealing is happening. We're coming down to the wire.
You have an interesting definition of the word fun.
Yes, I do.
TJ. A couple of people that were having a blast last night. Keep an eye on those late committee meetings and sorting through the shenanigans and tomfoolery is, of course, MetroNews statewide correspondent Brad McElhinny. Brought to you by AARP, your ally for real possibilities in the Mountain State. Morning, Brad.
Oh, hi, good morning.
And Amelia Nicely on loan from West Virginia Watch. Good morning, Amelia.
Good morning.
Did you guys get any sleep?
Minimal.
Separately, obviously, but
Thanks for the
What kind of show is this?
Yeah.
So we just to further entertain Toby and Edith, we were all watching. Everyone here on the set except for Dave Wilson, who is a normal, sensible person, was watching the Senate Judiciary Committee last night, and it had a variety of things on the agenda. Amelia and I think each were focusing on sort of different things. I was watching this E-Verify bill, which is meant to have West Virginia businesses to account for the eligibility of their workforce to actually work in this country. There were questions about, if you're a small business owner, if you're a one-man band or one-woman band and you've hired one other person and you got to go through this verification process, is it, what we used to call around here, burdensome regulation? Is it a difficult thing to do? And is it properly defined? There were questions about, well, what if I get a babysitter? Is that going to count? Do I have to e-verify that babysitter? That has been so controversial, and I know Brian Dayton of the West Virginia Chamber will tell you more about it, but there was both drama with that bill and the suppression of that drama, because when it came to it, it had been building all day. It was the last bill on the agenda, and Senator Mike Azinger, a Republican who is for the bill, called the question. And that would be as if I called the question on this broadcast and we all took a vote and we ended the broadcast right now with no more chance to talk. Maybe the listeners would also like that at this point. But the committee voted to do that. The majority of the committee said, all right, we're not talking about this very controversial issue anymore, and they passed it out last thing, like 10:30 last night, and now the fight goes to the floor.
So did they do anything? I mean, there was a subcommittee. This thing was tinkered with all day. Did they fix the bill? Ryan Weld sat here yesterday and said, we got to fix this thing.
I think they improved the bill. My impression was that there was better definition of what an eligible business that would have to comply would be, how long they'd have to be in business, what the definition of an employee is. I think they took some strides to making it better, but everything's on everything's fluid here. Everything's kind of on a stream of what is acceptable to you, and you're going to hear Brian Dayton here in a little while. I'm not sure that the bill has still reached the point where people think it's fully workable.
So they moved the bill last night to the floor in order to read it a first time, then recommitted it back to the committee where the vote on no debate took place. I'm told from folks I talked to, it'll be on second reading obviously today in the Senate. There's going to be a lot of amendments that come forward on the floor that weren't aired last night. Are you hearing similar?
Well, we're dealing not only with policy here, but also the timetable. We're up against deadline, all of us, and we're up against people's frayed emotions. And if you got upset about what happened last night, having your debate cut off, that's exactly what you do. You load up everything that you would have said, turn it into an amendment, and you rock the floor with all your amendments and just let her rip.
What were you watching last night in Senate Judiciary, Amelia?
Well, I was there for like 3 or 4 bills, including.
I think you're going to say hours.
Yeah, well, true. I was actually there for a domestic violence bill, but ahead of the meeting, sources were telling me we're going to see Senate Judiciary Chairman Tom Willis amend his CPS privatization bill that I've been on your show to talk about into another foster care measure, and that did happen. So that became my focus last night. This bill has become a kind of high-profile measure this session because Senator Willis really wants it, and it would transfer most of our foster care system to a private company. We still don't have a fiscal note on it. We still don't know how much it costs, but he amended it into a bill that was about bolstering CPS in the state. It was a House bill, and his bill has been in House Finance for like 24 hours. Now, we kind of know at this point it means it's stuck there. But I thought that was kind of just bold, that with less than 24 hours that it had moved in the House, he was like, I'm going to try again by sticking it in a House bill. And so we saw that get out of that committee and it'll head to the floor, but it's going to have to go through the Senate again, where it passed well last week. But I don't think it will fare well in the House because now it has been inserted into a House member's bill that they feel like was a good bill to support CPS and has, totally changed that bill. So I don't see it getting through here when it kicks back over, but that was just, so for me it was a little bit of an expected move, but still shocking. And it was the first time in this whole bill debate on this bill that we saw someone from the Department of Human Services appear before lawmakers and said, we're very concerned about this. This has failed in other states. There's too much at risk with these children to do this like this in the session.
So you think, if I'm hearing you correctly, you think the House is willing to punt on what they wanted that's now in their bill in order to stop privatization? Is that a fair?
I think so. There's a Senate bill that's doing what that House bill wanted to do too that's over here, so I think that could still be safe. But
There's a backup plan.
Yeah, there's a backup plan.
Okay.
But from what I understand, there's just no appetite for privatization in the House, or very limited appetite. So, it's interesting to watch that kind of measure be shoved into a bill. We typically don't see that with foster care measures. So, but it's very important.
So the gloves are off.
The gloves are off, yes.
What else was happening in Senate Judiciary last night, Brad?
So, a bill that none of us actually covered, but we all observed, was a bill that opens back up what the legislature did last year regarding artificial food dyes. The state declared a series of them to be unhealthy or toxic. That's in federal court because Judge Irene Berger has said that the language of West Virginia's law is too vague to be constitutional, that the manufacturers of these products don't have good definitions according to what the state even wants. It's unclear how they could comply. All that to say, there's a bill trying to address the judge's concerns, and it went to the Senate Judiciary last night. The downward effect is it opened up that area of code again, and what you got was Senator Eric Tarr expressing some remorse that this bill even passed last year. He thinks it's an anti-business bill, and he's worried about West Virginia food manufacturers and their ability to continue to do so in the state. But you got a series of, I think, relatable and sort of, dare I say, fun amendments trying to protect our pepperoni roll rights, trying to protect our
Which failed.
our Frito
failed.
liberties,
Our popsicle rights.
our popsicle rights,
And-
our soda pop
And can I
freedoms.
also say that was fun too, because they were trying to filibuster the E-Verify bill.
Yeah, that's how
so
they did
all
it.
of this was happening at one time. They were like running these kind of fun, interesting amendments. I mean, I think most people would get behind protecting pepperoni rolls, but they were also doing it to push back the E-Verify bill. So
But
it was
it
like
failed.
perfect storm.
They're not protected. At
I
least
know.
the brands that Senator Joey
Yeah.
Garcia likes, because he looked up the brands that he prefers, and they had some of the banned ingredients. So
But
that was
to be fair, he's from North Central West Virginia, and they do sticks there. And I'm sorry, I'm a slices girl. We're not gonna, not to derail the show, but
Oh,
but
boy.
anyway, what happened to that? Did it move to the floor? I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I see so many bills. I lost
So you
track.
can have your
Go
Mountain
ahead.
Dew,
Yes, you can have your Mountain Dew.
can't have your pepperoni roll.
Yes.
You can enjoy a popsicle made in Wheeling, but if you like Cheetos, you're out of luck. That's the way I took that last night. Because that's really what it got down to. Tar tried to, because when Weld made his amendment on popsicles, he did that because there is a local business
Yes.
in Wheeling that
Yes.
makes popsicles,
Yes.
protecting jobs. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Tar did the same thing, though, because Putnam County, a couple years ago, just got that new Frito-Lay facility, very large facility, employs a lot of people. So it was Frito-Lay, in air quotes, type snacks that he tried to amend in and protect. That went down. Are popsicle jobs more important than Frito-Lay jobs? I mean, is that what I'm supposed to conclude? I don't
Hey,
understand.
man, if
I
Michelle
don't know.
Obama was pushing this bill, you'd never hear the end of the nanny state comments. But here we are.
Yes.
Maha.
Yes.
I'm not even going to acknowledge. The whole conversation is stupid. Let me listen to this whole conversation. If you want to eat Cheetos and Fritos and pepperoni rolls and Mountain Dew, be my guest. If you would rather not and eat healthy, be my guest. That's my thought on it. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
Well, and last year, I think you and I talked about there were thousands of dollars in ads spent on that bill because the food manufacturers were like, you are going to drive up grocery prices. So it's just interesting to see it come back in the final few days, how it is, because it got a lot of pushback last year.
Your point, a listener sent me something last night. She likes Doritos. You can get naked Doritos now. They're marketed. They're out there. You can go in and buy them. Cool Ranch even. So they take the dyes out of
Then
them.
we got an age verification bill to get naked Doritos. Come on, guys. All right.
If you can buy what
This
you want,
show
though,
is
why do you
taking
need
a
a bill?
Oh, yeah.
If you can buy what you want, why do you need a bill?
Well, because we got to verify you're 18. You're going to get the explicit Doritos. It's 3 days left in the session. All right, all of this is going on. Meanwhile, yesterday morning, about this time, House Finance was meeting. You guys were there. 5%, as we expected, a 5% personal income tax cut. That was the the committee sub there. Is there any? That may be the least controversial thing that happens in the last couple of days, guys.
You know, I think probably so, although a few of us caught the House Finance Chairman, Vernon Criss, in the hallway, and I said to him, all right, your personal opinion, you are an experienced delegate. You are well aware of the budget. Are you comfortable with 5? And it was a very lukewarm comment by him. It was like, yeah, but, you know, I mean, the legislature did, in fact, set up this trigger system that cuts the personal income tax if the state hits certain economic milestones. It's not hit them, it's just the governor, you know, testing the water and thinking he thinks it's good to go. So, I mean, Chairman Criss said, I would feel a lot better if we would not go by gut feeling and just let the trigger that we put in place do its job. He did say that, you know, the governor's been aspiring for 10%, a 10% tax cut instead of 5%, and he said, you know, that's just too much for me. Chairman Criss said that. And the governor himself didn't budget for it, and, you know, that's a factual point worth repeating, and the chairman did.
We do have this other thing hanging out over our heads today, that the budget is due back this evening by midnight, I believe. We got a press release from the governor's office yesterday that he will be in Greenbrier County today holding a rally. I don't know what the rally is for. My gut tells me tax cut, but I don't know. I don't know what we're rallying for.
Maybe it's for naked Doritos available at the West Virginia State Fair.
I hope so. Because isn't Ludacris coming this year? Those
Naked pork
things go
rinds.
really well together.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. But so we've got that hanging out too, as all this, you know, possums running at midnight stuff is going on, bills are getting shoved. We're waiting for this budget that the governor did not get most things he wanted. And so I think that's going to be something to watch this evening, too.
So if he doesn't play nice in the sandbox and he redlines this thing all up and sends it back upstairs, could his tax cut get amended? And you don't even get 5% now, Governor. You get a goose egg.
I have wondered about that because I think Republicans in the House especially have been very good in their messaging of, hey, if we don't do this tax cut, we get to just absorb $125 million back into our budget. Like, I feel like they've said that a lot so that we know, like, look, there's a benefit. We get $125 million back. So that'll be something to watch today, too. No shortage of things to write about on No Sleep, guys.
I was hoping that, like, some birds would carry the budget up and we would receive it, like, through a beautiful white birds would deliver it, in my mind. But I think it's actually going to be humans who will hand deliver it to the House clerk and the Senate clerk. We don't know what time that's happening. Could be as soon as 11:59 p.m.
Poor Lee Cassis. He's going to have to be up late tonight.
He may be reading bills before
I
the
would
day's over.
wouldn't you? If you're the governor, I would totally deliver that at 11:59 tonight.
I imagine.
So it's going to be, there will be people in place to receive it. It's not going to be, there will not be trumpets or birds, but
There will be Brad.
But we will be prepared tomorrow to begin watching what the House and the Senate do in reaction to whatever's happening.
Are you going to stay up till midnight to read the vetoes?
I got to practice for Saturday, so.
You know what would be really great? If we could set a camera up right outside the entrance to Lee Cassis's office and just
Maybe
like
one
the
of those
cable
backyard
channels
cameras?
do, like, just put it right there and have
Like-
it live
like for an
on
Eagles
MetroNews TV. And when is he going to come? When is he going to come?
Yeah.
I'd watch.
When will the birds hatch?
3 days left in the
3 days.
session. Can't you tell?
Yes.
Guys, appreciate it. It's been fun all session long. Well, I've
Yes.
had fun all session long. I don't know about the rest of you. This might be the most fun segment I've had so far.
Oh, my gosh.
Sorry.
Was it the naked Doritos?
It was the naked Doritos.
I'm glad I could add that to the conversation.
Out there, if you're listening, Naked Doritos, we could use
You're
some
giving them a
sponsors.
bill ID. Next year we're going to have ID to buy snacks. Like, don't put that out here.
Hey, there's still time to put it in strike and insert
That's
in
right.
Judiciary.
I'm sure there's a piece of code we can amend that into somewhere.
Brad McElhinny, his reports brought to you by ARP. Your ally for real possibilities, the Mountain State, have been nicely on loan from West Virginia Watch. Guys, appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Coming back in a moment, Talkline from the Upper Rotunda.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
Since 1926, the West Virginia Hospital Association has been the collective voice of our state's hospitals. With a shared vision of strengthening communities, improving lives, and supporting our state's economic well-being, our member hospitals work every day to provide high-quality, accessible care. This year, we celebrate 100 years of a unified voice and our ongoing commitment to supporting our members in achieving a strong, healthy West Virginia.
A message from the West Virginia Hospital Association, online at wvha.org.
Thinking about upgrading the motor on your pontoon boat? Now's the time to power up with 0.99% financing for up to 72 months on qualifying Honda Marine outboard packages. At Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans, you'll get legendary Honda reliability, smooth performance, and fuel efficiency. Backed by a limited time rate that's hard to beat. But hurry, this special offer is only good through March 27th, 2026. Stop in today and see if you qualify. Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
Every day in West Virginia, we play for something bigger.
As a mom, I play for her education.
I play because it helps provide care for the ones who care for us.
I play to help keep our parks beautiful.
Why I play? Because every play supports West Virginia's future, our students, our seniors, and our state parks. For 40 years, proceeds from the West Virginia Lottery have totaled nearly $13.7 billion. I play. 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
At Glenville State University, we are pioneers. With over 45 undergraduate degree programs, 17 NCAA athletic teams, and countless campus organizations and activities, we're here to help you build your story while becoming a part of ours. Glenville State University. Your dream, your future, your story. Visit glenville.edu today for more information.
Golf Week called Pete Dye Golf Club one of America's best modern courses. Golf Digest recently called Pete Dye one of America's 100 greatest courses, and Pete Dye calls it 18 of the most exciting and memorable holes I've ever built on one course. Pete Dye Golf Club invites you to join the only course named after the legendary designer himself. National, corporate, and local memberships available now for a limited time. Visit PeteDye.com to learn more. Come play where the Mountaineers play at Pete Dye Golf Club.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Across West Virginia, hospitals are always here, healing, helping, and standing strong for our communities. Hospitals save lives and build livelihoods. They're among our largest employers, with a passionate workforce of 54,000 West Virginians. Hospitals are economic drivers, contributing close to $17 billion to our state's economy and working to ensure access to care for all. From life-saving moments to wellness support, West Virginia hospitals keep our state healthy, our families strong, and our future bright.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Hardwood Heat meets the Mountain State in Charleston. The 2026 West Virginia Girls High School Basketball State Championships, presented by Chick-fil-A. Saturday, March 14th. Every possession, every roar of the crowd, every championship moment live on Metro News Television, powered by GoMart. Watch on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Details at WVMetroNewsTV.com to get in the action.
Metro News Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Fun segment with Brad and Amelia. And they'll be here till midnight if necessary this evening, covering when that budget makes it back and how much red ink is on it. Maybe there's not. Maybe the governor signs it and there is no drama. Maybe. I mean, there's a chance. If you can see TJ's face if you're watching the video stream, he's not taking my comment very seriously.
I'm betting it's full of red ink.
I'm betting it. Again, man, we've said it once, we've said it twice, we've said it 3 times. I'll say it again today. Take the win. Take the win. Take the credit. Put on a face for everybody in the state that you were able to come to an agreement and save taxpayers money. And that would be the political win, I think, for the governor and for the legislature for that part.
I'm wondering if the governor's thinking, and I'm not being critical of it, but I'm wondering if the thinking is we're almost 2 years in. We're that far down the rabbit hole. We're not going to change strategy. Come hell or high water, we're going to move forward. We're going to stick to our guns, and that's what we'll campaign on 2 years from now, and that's how we're going to handle it. I don't know.
Man, just imagine if you were the governor who grows the economy and triggers the next tax cut.
Well, Team West Virginia's dead.
Well, and that's a big swing and a miss, but we'll talk about that coming up a little bit later on, because we will have time for that and your text at 304-TALK-304. Scott Heckert, delegate from Wood County, going to join us on set next. This is Talkline on Metro News. For 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Jeff Jenkins. Most committee work is over as part of this legislative session, and the scene shifts to the floors of the House and Senate, where the majority of work will occur during the last 3 days. The Senate Judiciary Committee wrapped up work last night with the approval of the E-Verify bill. The debate was cut off by this procedural move from Wood County Senator Mike Azinger.
Previous question. The question is on moving the previous question. All those in favor will say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no.
That bill is now in front of the full Senate. Governor Patrick Morrisey is at least going to spend part of his day, not at the state capitol, where the session's winding down, but at the state fairgrounds in Greenbrier County for what his office is calling a rally. That's set for noon. A Kanawha County man will spend decades behind bars for multiple violent crimes.
Isaac Surface could go to prison for the next 55 years, receiving the maximum sentence for second-degree murder in the beating death of Laura Farley and the attempted murder of his grandmother, Betty Surface. Kanawha County Circuit Judge Kerry Webster rendered the sentence in an emotional hearing that saw Farley's father, Barry Eplin, tearfully deliver a victim impact statement.
Whatever your sentence is, you'll have time and the opportunity to walk around this world. Our daughter doesn't have that.
Surface's sentences of 40 years for second-degree murder and 3 to 15 years for attempted murder will be served consecutively. I'm Daniel Woods, WVMetroNews.com.
You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
How tough are you? It's the 33rd annual Parsons Ford Tough Man Contest, co-sponsored by Extremely Family Fitness, Miller Lite, Coors Light, and Lush Gentlemen's Club, the exclusive Ring Girl sponsor, coming March 20th and 21st to the Berkeley Rec Center in Martinsburg. Sign up to fight, buy tickets, or buy the live pay-per-view broadcast at WVToughman.com. That's WVToughman.com. Wimps need not apply.
Worried about paying for college? Metro News is proud to present the 19th annual West Virginia Scholar Program, where one high school junior in West Virginia will win a full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan College, including room, board, tuition, and fees. For details, go to WVMetroNews.com and click the Apply Now button. Deadline is May 3rd. The 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program, presented by Greer Industries and the West Virginia Hospital Association. Go to WVMetroNews.com and apply today by May 3rd.
The Upshur County school system remains under state control. It's been showing improvement. Any future improvement will be made under a new superintendent. State-appointed Superintendent Christy Miller's announced her retirement. She has some emotional comments for the State Board of Education Wednesday.
Programs don't change systems, but people do. And Upshur County schools, they have those people. Dedicated, resilient, extraordinary people who will ensure that every single student reaches that excellence.
From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Jeff Jenkins.
We're back at the ARP broadcast location. Boy, you can tell the session's about 3 days from being complete. So what we got? We got Delegate Scott Heckert, Wood County here, scheduled to join us on the show. Rupi Phillips, the senator from Logan, just happens to stroll by. He decides he's going to get into a selfie with Scott and TJ. The majority whip's over here. He's taking the selfie. What's going on around this place, Scott? Good morning.
Well, welcome to the jungle.
Here, let me fix that.
Yeah, get him all set up there.
There you go.
There, now we're cooking with grease. Well, it's late in the session. It's almost over, or is it almost over? Rumors floating around we may get called back in if certain people don't get what they want. Rumors of this dying, that dying. Of course, the Eastern Panhandle's getting everything they want because you got groups working from both sides to help them get everything they want, but we ain't got clean water in the state for our residents. We don't have stuff going for teachers. Locality, they're trying to get this locality thing going, which will help certain counties, but will hurt other counties. It's a jungle, and it's a toss in the air of what's going to happen when, where, and why.
Why do they have so much power?
That's a good question. That is a good question. That is probably the $64 million question, because certain people working for the benefit of themselves, one-sided issues. Follow the money. When this is all over, look at all the bills that got passed versus the ones that failed. You have people running for Senate office races, other races, trying to make themselves look good and everybody else look bad.
You're talking about Judiciary Chair Tom Willis is who you're talking about there, running for U.S. Senate. And you're talking about Eastern Panhandle, the stuff that's getting done on now. Granted, the Eastern Panhandle has their issues, too, over there as well.
Well, everybody's got issues.
Sure.
But the whole state's got issues. But I don't feel, and a lot of other people don't feel, I just have enough, whatever you want to call it, to call it like it is. before we're doing certain things to increase things in one area, we should be helping the whole state. And the water, no drinking water in any part of the state is an issue. And it's been that way for years. Now, it's not any one particular governor's fault. It's been that way for years, but why we can't fix what the state needs before we fix what the state wants is beyond me.
Can we realistically fix the water problems in southern West Virginia? Are we going to have to change the way southern West Virginia looks? So in other words, should we get people to try to move closer to Welch so that we can have clean water in Welch? But some of these areas, we're just never going to be able to do it anymore because it's not sustainable. Do you have any feelings on that?
Well, there's a lot of truth to that, too. But, there's certain counties down there, one of the delegates, and I won't throw his name in this mix to draw him any fire, but he went around here begging for water for his people. A couple delegates, as a matter of fact. When are we going to do what's best for the whole state? Not part of the state. Everybody has their ideas, their wants, their needs, their aspirations. But when are we really going to do what's best for the state of West Virginia? Based on what for the whole, not for the ones that scream the loudest, the ones that throw the biggest temper tantrums, the ones that go out and kill other people's bills because they didn't vote the way they thought they should have voted over here.
Can you give me an example of that?
937.
Which is?
That is Senator Willis, since you brought his name up a little bit ago, number one priority bill, prioritizing CPS. Well, are we really prioritizing it? Are we adding another layer and shifting the blame around or giving another layer to cover up? I think this is the second or third time they've attempted to amend it into another bill. 60 something.
Yeah, it got amended last night.
Yes. But everything's been held up and traded around and pulled over here and hidden over here and put over here just until somebody gets what they want. That's just wrong.
I think you and I might be a little bit alike in this aspect, and this was part of the rant I was telling you about off the air, TJ. If you have a bill, and it's a good bill, that bill should be able to stand and run on its own. If you have to amend it into other things, you know what it tells me, Scott? It's a bad bill. It tells me it's a bad bill. And you know it's a bad bill because you've got to attach to something else to get it through. And I understand that's the way game's played, and you can call me naive, that's fine. But that's my take on it. If you have to do that to get your priority through, then you've probably got a bad bill.
Oh, buddy, I may call you a lot of things, but naive ain't going to be one of them. Well, and you make a lot of good points. But it's the shell game. If I can't get what I want on the face of this table, I'm going to bring 3 buckets in. I'm going to cover what I want, shift it around, and try to hide it somewhere and hoping somebody's not paying attention. Now, why anybody would try to do it under this roof? There's 10 million eyes, 400,000 cell phones, recording devices, but that's how the game is played. But there's also, as it's referred to a lot, especially this late in the game, we're trading. We're horse trading. They're holding this of ours, and if we don't give them this over here, then they're not going to give us that over here. So what is really, it's, for lack of better words, it's asinine to play the trading game because everybody that comes down here has the same voice that's elected. It's one voice. But that one voice at times doesn't matter unless you fit into a certain clique.
You like tough questions. You've told me so.
Well,
so
yeah.
Follow with me on this.
Shoot.
What I hear you saying is you're directing this anger at the Senate. I don't think this is a problem so much in the House in terms of a collaboration of leadership, but you do have a lot of leaders, a lot of chairs that are from the Eastern Panhandle in the Senate. So is this the Senate's fault that its members haven't gotten together and made strategic votes on leadership that further diversify that power base?
You are correct in your analogy of what I'm saying. That's why they pay you the big bucks to be the magician of the word ceremony. I'm trying to float his head a little bit.
Yeah, I can tell.
He likes that.
Yeah.
Yes, but you are correct. Everybody is going to do what they think is best, but you have a collaborative group that's got a stranglehold because they are in control in the Senate. Even though they're not in control, they are in control of what's happening. Because if even the other senators over there don't do what they want and vote the way they want, they don't get what they want. It's all a power-hungry game and mind game of how do I make myself look better and everybody else look bad.
Some would say that's smart politics, Scott.
Some would also say it's double-face politics. On the front side, everybody's free. As soon as the door's shut, they're cutting everybody's throat to get what they want. And I know that there's going to be retribution over this. There's going to be people coming after me over this. And all I've got to say to it is saddle up, let's go. It's going to be a fun ride.
Wood County Delegate Scott Heckert joining us. There is a deadline. We think it's midnight tonight for the governor to return the budget. He may sign it and say okay. He may use his veto line item authority in that budget. Based on, I had to ask this question because I'm asking you to predict the future.
Shoot.
But is that 5% tax cut, could it be in jeopardy if the governor comes back and makes a bunch of changes to this budget?
Anything can be in jeopardy. You know, like I didn't get invited to it. I don't even get the media requests. When they send out to notify everybody that there's like today, and there's a rally of some sorts was sent out to certain people on the web. We're using the press web thing to notify us all, but certain ones of us don't get it. So what kind of rally is it really? Is it a rally to promote?
You're talking about the governor's rally down in Greenbrier County?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What's the rally about? Who knows? It's a rally. Is it going to be to promote the 5%? Is it going to be to talk about how bad the House leadership is and how bad the House is and how great everybody else is? Who knows? But it's a rally. Is it what's best for the state? Who knows? We'll see.
Do you believe West Virginians would rather have the 5%, which is on the table now, or have that money put into roads, more paving, more fixing potholes? You have a thought on that?
I do. From the feedback I've been getting, they would rather the 5%, the majority. It's what we're hearing. Some of us are hearing. A lot of us are hearing. They would rather us keep the 5% in and put it into roads, put it into infrastructure and stuff that really matters. Because 5%, what's that come out to in the whole state? $160.
It's
I've heard 3 or 4 different numbers. I've heard $60. I've heard $160.
Depends on where you're at.
Depends on where you're at. Okay, $160 spread out over 12 months. What's that break down to? You're a good mathematician. Not a whole lot. You're not getting a cheeseburger out of this deal.
The way the price of oil is, it might not even buy you a tank of gas pretty soon, but that's another story.
Fact.
What I would like to see, Scott, grow the economy. The tax cuts will take care of themselves. If the economy grows and you're the one responsible, whether it's the legislature, the governor, I really don't care. Grow the economy. The tax cuts will take care of themselves. Now you're going to be putting real money back in my pocket.
I think that when some of the people that's now working for this administration was in this body as a whole has a plan that's in place that triggers drop the tax.
Yeah.
Hasn't had a full long enough time to kick in, but instead of giving it a chance to do its job, we got to interfere. We want to stop that and do something else.
Do you think they give that advice to the governor and he ignores it?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. And I don't think anybody else does neither. The governor is going to go down as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, attorney general, period. I'm not sure how he's going to go down as governor.
We'll leave it right there. Scott Heckert, Wood County Delegate. Couple of days left. Hang in there.
All righty. Thank y'all.
It's always fun when you stop by. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Back in a moment. This is Talkline from the ARP broadcast location.
Hospitals drive West Virginia's economy. They produce jobs and create opportunities while keeping our communities healthy. Employing nearly 54,000 people, West Virginia hospitals rank among our state's largest and most dependable employers. They provide more than $1 billion in community benefits and generate nearly $17 billion in total economic impact each year. Hospitals are investing where it counts, advancing health, ensuring access to care, and powering West Virginia's economic future.
A message from the West Virginia Hospital Association, online at WVHA.org.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
At the Health Plan, we are here for you, and we have been one of the most trusted carriers for over 40 years. Headquartered right here in West Virginia, providing exceptional health coverage and local customer service.
The Health Plan, we are here for you.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
When my shift ends, I hang up my hard hat and head home, proud of the work we're doing here in West Virginia. Natural gas is more than energy. It's jobs, investment, and opportunity across our state. We put safety first and deliver reliable energy families and businesses count on. For families like mine, it means steady work and a stronger future. West Virginia Natural Gas, fueling communities today and building tomorrow.
This message is brought to you by the Gas and Oil Association of West Virginia.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. It makes you feel defeated. I'm just going to be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not going to be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WV Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WV Medicine.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
All the sports West Virginia is talking about.
Nikki Izzo-Brown, coach of the nationally ranked WVU women's soccer team.
I think they're just having a very good understanding of each other.
Join Kyle Wiggs, Brett Howe, and Coach Hunter weeknights for Sportsline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
On the next State of Minds.
I came here to Morgantown, the WVU. I wanted to play football. Tried to walk on, but I was humbled very quickly. So I joined the WVU forestry team. What my father taught me was the importance of hard work and the importance of sweat equity.
Metro News Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Experience Keno in a new way with Dragon Keno Blast. This $10 scratch-off is available in-store and online with iPlay, the official West Virginia Lottery app. Play Dragon Keno Blast today for your chance to win no matter where you play. The Dragon slays. 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly. Girls basketball state tournament continues over at the Charleston Coliseum. The Class 4A quarterfinals are today, along with the Class A semifinals. Let's go to Metro News Sports' Daniel Woods. Daniel, good morning. We had the first upset of the tournament yesterday when East Fairmont defeated Spring Valley. Good morning, Daniel. Well, I thought we had Daniel.
Located in the heart of West Virginia, Bridgeport is the place to play. Endless indoor and outdoor.
We have, I'm sorry.
All right, Daniel, you there, buddy?
I'm there. Do you have me?
I got you now. All right, we got it all sorted out. Daniel, upset yesterday, East Fairmont over Spring Valley.
That's right. Number 7 in Class AAA, East Fairmont beating Spring Valley. Admittedly, a lot of people around the Coliseum saying, and I agree with them, that East Fairmont's not your typical 7 seed. Now, that was a team that's 17-6, that dealt with some injuries mid-season, and is really playing its best basketball right now. Spring Valley, of course, won the Class Quad A state championship last year, moved down to AAA in the new reclassification, lost some seniors off of that team that are playing at the college level and contributing already, but still had Sophie Hutchison, who for a lot of people's money and maybe mine, is the best girls basketball player in the state of West Virginia. They get back to Charleston as the number 2 seed and get beat by this East Fairmont team. This is a group for East Fairmont coach James Beckman. They've been building up over a period of years. It's a lot of juniors and seniors that have played a lot in the last few years, and they're able to pull it out with a 2-point win. Came down to the final couple of possessions. A chance for Spring Valley if they could miss a free throw and get a tip-in at the buzzer, but it didn't roll their way, and East Fairmont walks away with probably the biggest upset we've seen so far.
Yeah, the 7 seed moves home. Will take on Nitro, other side of the AAA bracket. Greenbrier East took care of business. Kaiser over John Marshall in Class AA yesterday. Set the other side of the bracket. Wheeling Central rolled, and Williamstown took on a feisty Philip Barber team.
You're right. There's just something about Philip Barber girls basketball when Rick Mauser and the Colts get down to the state tournament. I remember a couple of years ago covering their run to the state championship game as the 6th seed, where, interestingly enough, they upset East Fairmont in the first round. And we kind of dubbed them the Cardiac Colts over that week because they just played so many close games and pulled so many upsets. They've been able to really challenge a lot of teams that have much higher seeds when they get down to the state tournament. But this does go Williamstown's way. Danny Bunch, the head coach at Williamstown, said after the game last night, they haven't played a whole lot of games lately because of the way that the regionals are set up and, of course, as much weather as we've had. But he said he wasn't expecting a perfect performance. He was expecting them to do enough to get the win, and that's absolutely what they did. Meanwhile, they're going to play Wheeling Central tomorrow in the semifinals, and that 3rd-seeded Wheeling Central team, I think, has looked as good as anybody that we've seen in the AAA bracket so far. They beat Wayne 71-35, held Jay Sammons, who averages close to 30 points per game, to 14, and she was 5 of 16 shooting. Roberta Oleash, the coach at Wheeling Central, said they had a lot of time to prepare for this, again, because of the way the regional tournaments work right now. They had a lot of time to prepare for this Wayne team, and she felt like they really went out and executed everything that they needed to.
All right, Daniel, Class 4A teams getting on the floor for the first time today. It looks like Morgantown just went final, defeating Cabell Midland 56-42 in the first game of the day. And we've got the Class Single A semifinals today.
You're right. Feisty effort from Cabell Midland. They were down 15 at halftime and played Morgantown pretty even through the second half, went on a couple of runs, had it down to single digits in the third quarter, but Morgantown's able to hold on. The rest of the Quad A field looks like this. University against Parkersburg today at 1 o'clock. That's a University team that has had a few years off from the state tournament. They get Parkersburg, who is the only loss for number 1 seed George Washington. The evening session starts at 5:30 with George Washington against Washington. That's George Washington from Charleston, Washington from Charlestown, if you want to confuse the listeners even more. But GW's the number 1 seed. Jariah Pryor and Royanna Breckenridge are maybe the best guard tandem in the state. Washington's the 8th seed. It's a young roster. We'll see what happens. Martinsburg against Parkersburg South is the 4-5. Martinsburg is one of the best defensive teams in the state. Ronnie Fitzpatrick does a great job with them. They get a Parkersburg South team that swept 2-seed rival Parkersburg. And then the semifinals in Class A, like you said, Tug Valley against St. Mary's is the 2 versus the 3. That's at 11:15 today. And then Gilmer County against Ritchie County is this evening at 7:15. Gilmer County, the odds-on favorite, is the number 1 seed, but Ritchie County was able to erase a 13-point deficit to win their quarterfinal against Tucker County, so they've got some momentum coming into the semis.
Daniel, appreciate it, buddy. We'll see you over at the arena. This is Talkline. We're back in a moment.
Located in the heart of West Virginia, Bridgeport is the place to play. Endless indoor and outdoor recreation opportunities, including the Bridgeport Complex, coupled with a dynamic food scene, make Bridgeport the perfect getaway destination for couples and families. Explore unique shopping and pick from a wealth of lodging options to find something perfect for your needs. Explore the heart of West Virginia in Bridgeport. Learn more about all there is to do at greater-bridgeport.com.
Since 1926, the West Virginia Hospital Association has been the collective voice of our state's hospitals. With a shared vision of strengthening communities, improving lives, and supporting our state's economic well-being, our member hospitals work every day to provide high-quality, accessible care. This year, we celebrate 100 years of a unified voice and our ongoing commitment to supporting our members in achieving a strong, healthy West Virginia.
A message from the West Virginia Hospital Association, online at WVHA.org.
President Trump is right. America's electric grid needs to be fixed now.
When you have a grid system in this country that's obsolete and a disaster, it can't produce the electricity, it can't distribute the electricity.
For West Virginia, obsolete means power outages and lost opportunities. That's why more than 6,000 West Virginians signed a petition urging state leaders to support President Trump's call to fix our grid. Learn more at powerwvnow.org. Paid for by West Virginians for reliable and affordable energy.
If you have a child who's a junior in high school in West Virginia or know someone that does, please listen up. Here's your opportunity to win a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan College that includes room, board, tuition, and fees. The 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. The deadline is May 3rd. For details, go to WVMetroNews.com to apply. That's WVMetroNews.com. Remember, application deadline is May 3rd.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
Some relationships just work better with trust, reliability, and great communication. That's why more West Virginians are choosing CityNet Gig Fiber. Fast, symmetrical speeds, no contracts, no data caps, and local teams monitoring the network around the clock. Plus, for a limited time, new residential customers can get 50% off any internet plan for a full year, with plans starting as low as $25 a month. Check availability at your address. Visit citynet.net today. CityNet connects, protects, and perfects.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
President Trump is right. America's electric grid needs to be fixed now.
When you have a grid system in this country that's obsolete and a disaster, it can't produce the electricity, can't distribute the electricity.
For West Virginia, obsolete means power outages and lost opportunities. That's why more than 6,000 West Virginians signed a petition urging state leaders to support President Trump's call to fix our grid. Learn more at powerwvnow.org. Paid for by West Virginians for reliable and affordable energy.
It all comes down to this in Charleston. The 2026 West Virginia Boys High School Basketball State Championships presented by Chick-fil-A. Saturday, March 21st. Every possession, every roar of the crowd, every championship moment. Live on Metro News Television, powered by GoMart. Watch on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Details at WVMetroNewsTV.com to get in the action.
WV Medicine, caring for all Mountaineers, including you. The last of the Class AA quarterfinal matchups, Williamstown facing Philip Barber, with the winner earning a spot on semifinal Friday. In the opening minutes, PB has an early 4-point lead, but Williamstown answers when Gracie Montgomery knocks down a 3. The Yellow Jackets are within a point. Later in the first, Izzy Knotts steps outside and buries a 3, and at the end of 1, Williamstown leads by a basket. They're up 9-7. Early in the second, Arissa Burt powers up through contact, and she gets a shot to go. The Jackets lead by 3 at 14-11. Burt scored 11 points in the game. Back come the Colts in transition. Ainsley Bolliard pulls up and connects. PB is within a point. They trail 14-13. However, the Yellow Jackets end the half on a run. Montgomery with one of her 5 triples in the opening half. This one gives Williamstown a 4-point lead at 17-13. Montgomery led the Jackets with 17 points. Final minute of the half, Quinn Bunch with a nice feed to Anna Cosner for the layup, and at halftime, Williamstown has a 9-point lead at 26-17. Philip Barber looking to keep pace early in the third. Olivia Wilmoth with 3 of her 13 points in the game. The Colts are within 8 at 30-22. Williamstown gets the lead back up to double digits quickly when Bunch buries a 3, and at the end of 3, the Yellow Jackets lead by 9 at 41-32. Opening possession of the fourth quarter, Bunch adds 2 more of her 16 points. Williamstown leads by 11 at 43-32, but Philip Barber answers with a 7-0 run that is capped by this basket from Knotts. 15 points for her in the game, and the Colts are within 6 at 45-39. Then with 4.5 to play, Tatum Jeffries is good on the putback. She led Philip Barber with 17 points, and the Colts are within 5 at 46-41. But Williamstown would hold on down the stretch. With 4 minutes to go, Maggie Fry gets the shot from close range to fall, extending the advantage to 7 points at 48-41. And Williamstown holds off a late PB rally to win by a basket, 53-51. They will face regional rival Wheeling Central Catholic in the semifinal round.
Didn't play the greatest, but we were able to survive and advance. So that's sort of the whole key here, especially in the first round. I'm proud of the girls for, it was a gritty win, and kudos to Philip Barber. I mean, I thought they played great. They played extremely hard, and I knew they were athletic coming in. I knew it wasn't going to be easy. But we gutted it out, and we survived and we advanced.
WV Medicine, caring for all Mountaineers, including you. Welcome back to the Charleston Coliseum and Convention Center. We're all set to bring you coverage of Day 3 of the WVSSAC Girls State Basketball Tournament. By the end of the day, we will know the first 2 teams advancing to Championship Saturday, and we'll have the Class Quad A semifinal field set as well. All 4 of the Class Quad A quarterfinals will be played today. First on the floor at 9:30, the Morgantown Mohegans, the number 3 seed in the tournament, taking on the number 6 seed, the Cabell Midland Knights. Morgantown is seeking their 5th consecutive trip to Championship Saturday. They have made the state tournament for the 7th year in a row. Morgantown making their way with a different cast of characters after some starters have been lost to injury, in both Brenna Nelson and Kaylee Kellogg, but Maddie Ansel and Carper Messerly have combined to average 27.5 points a game for the Mohegans this year. Cabell Midland is back at the state level for the first time since 2023, and they are led by Gracie Day, who is averaging just over 18 points per game. At 11:15, the first of the Class A semifinals, St. Mary's taking on Tug Valley. St. Mary's had no trouble with Pocahontas in their opener, winning by the final of 65-28. Lainey Watkins and Brindley Bullock combining for 51 points in that victory. Tug Valley knocked off Greater Beckley Christian by the final of 60-13. 4 Panthers scored in double digits. Bailey Hall had 10 points and 24 rebounds for Tug Valley. At 1 o'clock, it's back to the Class Quad A bracket. The number 2 seed in Parkersburg will take on the number 7 seed in University. Parkersburg, the only team to defeat George Washington this season. They're led by Frances Geist in scoring. She's averaging just over 16 points per contest. And Shepherd signee Kennedy Porter is averaging a double-double, just under 15 points and 13.5 rebounds a contest for her. University High is at the state tournament for the 2nd consecutive year, and they're led by senior Bree Fox, who is averaging 20.5 points per game. At 5:30, we remain in the Class Quad A bracket, the 1 versus 8 matchup. George Washington taking on Washington. GW defeated Washington 51-40 back in early December. GW winning the MSAC Conference Championship, and they're led by a pair of dynamic junior guards in both Brianna Breckenridge and Jeriah Pryor. They've combined to average 37 points per game. Washington is playing in the state tournament for the 4th consecutive year, and they are led by Natalia Holmes in scoring at 15.2 points per game. At 7:15, we have the second Class A semifinal. Gilmer County taking on Ritchie in an all-Little Kanawha Conference matchup. Gilmer defeated Ritchie 46-40 back on February 18th. Gilmer County defeated Webster County 67-19 in the quarterfinal round on Tuesday. Lena Freimeyer leading the way for the Titans. She had 18 points, shooting 6 of 9 from beyond the arc. Ritchie County rallied from 13 points down on Tuesday night to defeat Tucker County by the final of 38-34. And then at 9 o'clock, it's the 4 versus 5 matchup in Class Quad A, the last of the 16 quarterfinal matchups. Martinsburg, the number 4 seed, taking on the number 5 seed in Parkersburg South. Martinsburg has won 14 consecutive games en route to the state tournament. They are playing at the state level for the first time since 2021. They've made their way with balance. 5 different Bulldogs averaging between 7 and 10 points per game. Parkersburg South is at the state tournament for the first time since 2018, and they own a pair of victories over the number 2 seed, their city rivals from Parkersburg, Lindsay Logston, leading the way for the Patriots at 19 points per game. Stay tuned to WVMetroNews.com for the tournament brackets and all the coverage you need.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
We are at the AARP broadcast location, Upper Rotunda of the West Virginia State Capitol. Our final day at the Capitol will be over in the studios, the MetroNews studios at the Radio Ranch tomorrow. 304 Talk 304, that is the text line. Stephanie Pauly's our on-site video producer. Jake Link back at Master Control in Morgantown, and Ethan Collins is handling the audio side of things. If you're listening in on one of our radio affiliates, of course, you can watch the program on the MetroNews TV app, YouTube, and Facebook Live as well. Coming down to the wire, Saturday is the final day of the 60-day legislative session. That means things can get quirky, they can get kind of kooky. That kind of explains our entire first hour of this show, by the way, and explains our next guest, the Senate Whip, Harrison County Senator Ben Queen. Hey, Ben.
Good morning, guys. Happy day 58.
We're closing in, but this is also when things kind of get a little bit crazy. What's the feeling around the Capitol today?
The pressure cooker is high. All 134 members of the legislature are scattering around this building quickly, trying to make sure their bills get passed, and frankly, probably trying to avoid any massive amendments right now. But that's the process.
All right, we've got several bills we want to bring up. We were talking about an EMS bill, and I believe this is the $12 million for EMS agencies around the state. That got through the House. It's over on the Senate side. Where does that bill stand right now?
We passed that late yesterday out of Senate Finance. That'll be read. Actually, I think we might have read it a first time last night. That'll move for passage by tomorrow. It's important. I've got rural communities just like everybody else. I truly believe that it shouldn't matter what zip code you live in. So when you call 911, an ambulance needs to show up.
So past due.
Yes, very much past due. I'm not sure this is a big solution, but it's going to help. It's going to help us have this conversation over and over and over again. I think local communities have done a good part of trying to fund these agencies, but let's be honest, we don't necessarily give our local communities the opportunity to raise revenue as much as some of us might like down here. So the opportunity for EMS to survive. I know in my district we've had several agencies actually close, which forces the next agency beside them to expand, and just the struggles of trying to recruit and retain, keep up with equipment. The $12 million over 55 counties won't go very far, but it's something to start with.
I was surprised about locality pay. Hadn't heard much about that. Got tucked into other legislation. That's over in the Senate today. You get the votes for it? Going to move?
We've had a very healthy discussion this morning with 32 members of the Republican caucus in the Senate. Members are very passionate one way or another. I appreciate members primarily from the Eastern Panhandle who have to struggle to recruit teachers from bordering states. I think that's where a large part of this issue comes from. Morgantown is part of this locality pay, market pay idea that would benefit Harrison, Kanawha.
I think there's 25 counties, right?
There's 25 counties that get something, but let's be honest, that's 30 counties who don't get something. So that conversation on how you educate voters. One, is there a need? I can tell you I agree with the Senate Finance Chairman that there is a need in the Eastern Panhandle, but how do you get that done politically? Because it's not necessarily fair across the board. For years, obviously my entire lifetime, we have treated our state employees the same. We set those base rates in code, but we do allow and we encourage very heavily for counties to pass levies to encourage their teachers to make more. I happen to represent some of those counties who have passed a levy who do pay their teachers more. We have teachers to the west of my district in the oil and gas world who have chosen to pay their teachers more. But at the end of the day, we need more troopers. We need more state employees to attract to some of these areas. To answer your question, do we have the votes? I'm not sure. We're going to have a vote on it in the Senate. I don't think the leadership team is pushing one way or another. This is as true of a district issue as you can make it. A lot of us are in a tough position, frankly, because some of our counties get it and some of our counties don't.
And just to clarify, we're talking about this was amended onto the teacher pay raise bill. The 3% pay raise across the board would still be there, right?
Yes, the 3%.
This would be an addition.
The 3% pay raise is the original bill in front of us.
Correct.
A locality or market pay amendment will be before us as well to amend that 3%. If it fails, the 3% still is on the board, and I expect it to pass.
Well, you talked about the political challenges. Reality is that's probably the only way I would think that locality pay ever gets done. It's going to have to be in some kind of package that has a lot of things wrapped into it that people want, and they're going to have to swallow hard and vote.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're never going to get that on its own merits. I mean, politics are politics. It's unless you have someone that's willing to focus on the economics, and politics be damned. And I don't think you have that.
Yeah, and I appreciate the members from districts who this is a struggle. They have a lot of vacancies. We all have vacancies, but I would agree with them that their vacancies are more on the competitive salary range than the necessary population, which a lot of us struggle with our rural counties.
Talking to Ben Queen, he is Harrison County Senate Majority Whip, Chief Whip, as TJ likes to say.
That.
Let's dive into E-Verify. I'm not sure what exactly got changed. Brad tried to clear that up. They tried to clean that bill up. A lot of debate last night. That's going to come to the Senate floor today, I believe. Where do we go with this?
I think there's just a worker strength issue versus a small business issue. How many regulations is appropriate on small businesses? Obviously, as some of my colleagues, I appreciate. Sometimes we don't raise taxes down here. I don't think you can raise a tax at this building if you wanted to. But regulation is a form of taxation, right? So the conversation right now, I know in Senate Judiciary, has been what regulation is fair. Do you put it on businesses under 50 employees? Do you put it on big businesses? Do you apply it blanketly to everyone? We agree. I think it's a strong talking point that we want everybody who's working here to be legal. But how do you go about that? You just can't make up words to do that. I think our caucus is struggling with what's the fair amount of regulation. Those amendments, because they are House bills, those amendments will all come to the floor no matter what is passed in committee.
I didn't hear an endorsement there on your part.
I will vote for the bill. Compromise is a great thing. You've heard me say that. I can't preach enough compromise. I think the public sees the state Senate as 32 members of a 34 body are the majority party, but we disagree every hour down here. I think the Senate Judiciary Committee, even though they spent hours on this bill, is coming up with a good product. I appreciate the work that the Senate Judiciary Committee members put in I will support the final product, whatever we come up with.
How tough is your job as whip over the next 36 hours or so, as everybody's bill is the most important bill, right? They're trying to get it to the finish line. You're trying to wrangle votes for this and that. How tough is your job the next couple of days?
I just want people to get along. We have a lot of different personalities. The public thinks that we put 34 senators in a room and expect everybody to get along. I'm along with that notion. I just want everybody getting along. We're going to disagree, but the next bill, we have 100 bills in the next 24 hours that we're going to consider from the floor of the Senate. That does not include receiving the messages and the changes that come from the House. We're going to be here for a while, but that's I kind of thrive in this last week. Guys, I come from a district who I believe has been successful because we see compromise from the business community to education. I'm a 31-year-old down here. I think compromise is the best thing we can do. Right now, you're seeing members compromise from both sides of the legislature to come up with an agreement, because that deadline, Saturday at midnight, when everything fails, it forces people to the table. I wish we could get a little bit more forcing to the table on day 7. But this is the process.
Just cut it down to 20 days. You'll be fine. Well, take 40 away, give yourself 20, and you got a pressure cooker from the start.
My colleagues in the Senate, they work very hard. They're incredibly passionate. Every bill is important to their communities, and I respect that. I get to see that from my position, the passion that they have. It's very unique. This is a really honoring place to go to work for 60 days, and my colleagues, whether I disagree with them or not, or whether they disagree with my colleagues, they're incredibly passionate about many, many issues. And the pressure, I call it the pressure cooker. The public expects us to be educated. We got to be educated on all of these issues. A lot of things are flying, and we're trying our best.
Is it hard to not let it become personal? I mean, Dave talked about that. Is that hard?
Sure. Had dinner at 11:30 last night with some of good friends and disagreeing. Yeah, I mean, it is. And the break on Sunday will be good. None of us will talk to each other for a couple weeks. I think the break is good. But, yeah, it's you can't agree with everybody every bill, and you want to. But you can list. We got the SSAC transfer portal. We're probably not going to talk child care, aviation, workforce training, market pay, which will be controversial, road funding. I mean, all of this stuff, we're going to disagree on one way or another on things, and it's a healthy debate. But yeah, there's a lot of pressure. We on social media, we only post photos of us smiling. Right? We only post photos of our accomplishments. We don't necessarily post photos all the time when we disagree, or behind the scenes, or 11:30 at night when there's only one restaurant that'll serve you a hamburger. Those things are real, and while you have good relationships down here, you got to partner with different people on different issues.
He has been Queen Harrison County Senator, Senate Majority Whip. Hey, thanks for stopping by, buddy, and good luck the next couple of days.
Thanks. See you.
Back in a moment. This is Talkline from the ARP broadcast location.
West Virginia Natural Gas keeps energy affordable and our state competitive for growth. Producing and using more of our reliable, homegrown energy helps stabilize prices for families and small businesses. Natural gas already supports more than 73,000 West Virginia jobs and generates billions for our economy. Investing in West Virginia natural gas means affordability, growth, and a stronger nation. Natural gas, affordable, reliable, American.
This message is brought to you by the Gas and Oil Association of West Virginia.
Building a stronger West Virginia isn't just a dream, it's a mission. The High Technology Foundation knows economic diversity is the key. For over 30 years, they've been dedicated to transforming the state's economic landscape. Conveniently located in the heart of West Virginia, innovation, growth, opportunity, all under one roof. There's no need to look far for change. It's happening right here at the High Technology Foundation in North Central West Virginia. Visit WVHTF.org to learn more.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
The WVU Medicine Medical and Surgical Weight Loss Center offers a comprehensive surgical program to help you obtain a healthy weight and improve your quality of life. Our nationally recognized bariatrics program has a strong focus on pre-surgery education and long-term weight loss after surgery. We're here to help you every step of the way. Reserve your spot at the next free no-obligation information session by calling 304-293-1728.
Coal-based generation remains the backbone of West Virginia's energy portfolio, ensuring reliability, security, and affordable electricity throughout the region. Our coal plants are engineered for performance, designed to run most efficiently at or near a 70% capacity factor. This level of operation is not arbitrary. It's based on sound engineering principles, scientific analysis, and has been formally adopted by the West Virginia Legislature as a reasonable target for optimal performance. When our coal fleet operates near that benchmark, it provides stable power to the grid, maintains cost efficiency, and supports thousands of good-paying jobs across our state. Coal generation also drives local tax revenue that sustains schools, infrastructure, and community services. Working in partnership with state leaders and the Trump administration, we're ensuring that our coal fleet remains modern, efficient, and ready to power West Virginia and beyond for decades to come. This message brought to you by the West Virginia Coal Association and Friends of Coal.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Hardwood Heat meets the Mountain State in Charleston. The 2026
All right,
West
Captain
Virginia
Mateo joins
Girls
me
High
now.
School
Here I am.
Basketball
I've
State
made that-
Championships, presented by Chick-fil-A. Saturday, March 14th. Every possession, every roar of the crowd, every championship moment live on Metro News Television, powered by GoMart. Watch on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Details at WVMetroNewsTV.com to get in the action.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just gonna be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not gonna be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WV Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WV Medicine.
On the next State of Minds.
I came here to Morgantown, the WVU. I wanted to play football. Tried to walk on, but I was humbled very quickly. So I joined the WVU forestry team. What my father taught me was the importance of hard work and the importance of sweat equity.
Talk 304 is the text line. 765 Talk, the phone number. Let's get some text in while we have an opportunity. Brian Dayton with the West Virginia Chamber of Commerce is going to join us bottom of the hour. Texter, what is going on with the school transfer bill? Second reading in the Senate today. So the second reading would be up for possible amendments, and then conceivably could be up for passage tomorrow. We've talked to a couple of people. I think that bill's got the votes to get through.
Yeah.
Which was a change from the last couple of years. 304 Talk 304. It's not the pay to most teachers. It's the attacks coming from the right-wing lawmakers and the anti-public schools agenda. That's why teachers are leaving. That goes back to a conversation. Remember the teacher? We had some teacher roundtables several years ago. One of the big problems, discipline.
Yes.
The other is just respect. And I think that comes from lawmakers, legislators, parents, students as well. Just some respect for that profession. And yes, I do believe pay is certainly a factor, especially if you live in a border county and you can go into Maryland, Virginia, Pennsylvania, Kentucky, Ohio, and in some cases almost double your salary. Yeah, pay is certainly part of the equation there as well.
And it is a thankless job. I come from
sure.
a household of educators. It's a thankless job.
304 Talk 304. Average household income in Berkeley County is $87,000. McDowell County, it is $37,000. Hello, says the texter. This is just an exclamation mark. That is all the texter sent, an exclamation mark. As a resident of the Eastern Panhandle since 1976, I know full well how the counties to the west have banded together to get past legislation for them. That Wood County delegate needs a pacifier and a blanket, says the texter. I like Delegate Heckert. He's a straight shooter. First time I've ever heard him talk, and I like what he had to say. Let's look out for the whole state. Okay, again, you can call me naive. You can call me a simpleton. It's fine. I've been called worse. When you are elected, that's the hard thing about when you get elected. Yes, you're elected to serve your district. Same thing with like county commissions, even on a local level. You get elected to serve your ward or your district. But you are also elected, and you have to make decisions that are best for the entire state. And that's the hard part. Mm-hmm. You can't just be elected and serve Republicans, or you can't be elected and just serve Democrats. You have to govern for everybody. That's the hard part of this job, and I think a lot of people either ignore that or sometimes forget it after you're here for a while.
And I think it really comes down to that what you're talking about is really a symptom. It's really not the problem. It's the problem we always talk about. If areas of the state were more equally are more equal in population, you would see interests start to align more than what you do now. And as that gap continues to grow, and as you see more and more counties that continue to struggle economically and lose people, it's just going to present a wider chasm.
And this is where I was getting irritated last night. Not irritated at you watching the tweet because you were tweeting, but watching what was happening. I have absolutely no problem. And in fact, I think you have a responsibility, if you are a representative of Berkeley County, Jefferson County, to come here and propose a bill for locality pay, for instance. Absolutely. But to shoehorn bills in that are personal priorities or pet projects or are an attempt to make you look better for another campaign in the final hours into other bills to try to get them into good because they're either a bad bill or you know that it's not going to be popular, so you try to work that into another bill. I get that's the way the game's played. Possums run at midnight, whatever the heck they say around here. I don't like it. And I think that loses the idea of trying to govern and do what's best for the entire state in that matter. And that irritates me. And again, you can call me a simpleton, that's fine.
No, I think you're spot on. Why do people do it, though? They do it because they've gotten away with it in the past. And they continue to do it. So minus a crackdown. And look, I got to give Roger Hanshaw a lot of credit. He is one, if something makes it to him and it's Christmas treed like that and it's not germane, he's the guy that he calls a lot of it out. There's not a better parliamentarian in this building than Roger Hanshaw. So he does that. But some folks continue to do it because they've gotten away with it.
I don't like it. It irritates me. And if it's a good bill, you know what? A good bill will get through.
Yeah.
A good bill is one you got to work on, and you give a little take, and it'll make it through. If you've got to shoehorn it, here's a good example. Let me use this as an example. The transfer rule bill that's going to get repealed, we think.
Mm-hmm.
That bill failed on its own merits a couple of years ago. And where did it get tagged on to? Hope Scholarship. Because everybody wanted to get that through, so they tagged it on there, a couple of people who really wanted it, and you put delegates in that position where we're not going to vote against Hope Scholarship, and you got a bad bill through. Anyway, that's my rant. That's my only rant for today. E-Verify. That's another one. E-Verify. It's not a good bill.
No.
It's not a good bill. The intent may be there. You could probably sell me on the intent, TJ, but that bill that we talked about yesterday morning is a poorly written bill. Poorly written bill.
I don't like that they called the question last night.
Well, they didn't want to talk about
debate, and they didn't want to talk about it.
It was midnight. Who was watching anyway at that point?
But you know what will happen? You'll have more people watching today at whatever time it comes up on the floor. So you know what? Maybe that backfired. I don't like stifling debate, calling the question just to shut the minority up. And I'm not talking about Republican, Democrat. I'm talking about the minority view on a particular piece of legislation. Ryan Weld told me last night, he's exactly right. Democracy dies in darkness, and that's what happened.
Oh, he must be writing for the Washington Post these days.
I tell you.
Actually, I don't think anybody's writing for the Washington Post these days. Sorry. Coming up, we're going to talk to Brian Dayton with the West Virginia Chamber of Commerce. You can't see him, but he's standing right there if you're watching on YouTube or the MetroNews television app. He's going to join us next. We'll get to some more text, keep you posted on what's happening over the basketball tournaments as well. It is our last day in the upper rotunda. Soak it all in, TJ.
I'm going to miss it. I mean, this building is magnificent.
It is a cool building.
It really is.
It is a cool building to hang out in. We'll be back in a moment. Brian Dayton going to join us. This is Talkline on Metro News. Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Jeff Jenkins. The House of Delegates has about 100 bills up for passage or on amendment stage today, with 3 days left in the 60-day legislative session. The Senate still has a few committee meetings left today, including the Senate Finance Committee that will take up the school funding formula bill this afternoon. A lot of work over the next 3 days. We'll be receiving messages from the other side during floor sessions to see how they've changed bills and if they want to agree with those changes. It's a lot of sausage making.
Senate Bill 788, Supplemental Appropriation, Department of Commerce Fund 0572. It'll be advanced. Senate Bill 791.
This may be the session when EMS gets some help from the state. Several dozen EMS agencies have closed in recent years because of finances. There are a couple of bills still alive. Kanawha County Delegate Mike Pushkin says reimbursement rates should increase.
We know what the Senate passed. We know what we're able to do. It's not like, well, if we don't lower it, we're not going to be able to get the bill passed. Yes, we can. If we have the will in this body, we can pass it at 400% and actually do something for our first responders.
Full legislative coverage at WV MetroNews.com. State-appointed Superintendent for Hancock County Schools Walt Saunders says he hasn't run into any problems in meetings with staff about cutbacks.
When I met face-to-face with people, the overwhelming majority was understanding. So I think that people saw this coming.
One of Saunders' tasks is cutting 140 jobs out of that system. You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
The last class of the day for my student athletes isn't English, science, or math. It's school sports, where the #1 priority is teaching, just like every other classroom. As their coach, I help them grow as leaders and become better people, preparing them for the game and, more importantly, for life. That's why the best wins are the lessons they learn, which will impact them long after their playing days are over. Encourage your student to participate in school sports.
This message presented by the WVSSAC and the West Virginia Athletic Directors Association.
If you have a child who's a junior in high school in West Virginia or know someone that does, please listen up. Here's your opportunity to win a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan College that includes room, board, tuition, and fees. The 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. The deadline is May 3rd. For details, go to WVMetroNews.com to apply. That's WVMetroNews.com. Remember, application deadline is May 3rd.
Governor Patrick Morrisey scheduled to hold a rally next hour at the State Fairgrounds in Greenbrier County. His office hasn't said what that rally is about. And it comes with less than 3 days left in the legislative session, with much going on at the state capitol. 6 games today at the girls' high school basketball tournament in Charleston. One of those already nearly in the books. We'll cover all games at WVMetroNews.com with game stories, video highlights, and photo galleries. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Jeff Jenkins.
At the AARP broadcast location, Upper Rotunda, the West Virginia State Capitol. Running a small business is hard enough. Dealing with tech problems should not be part of the job. CityNet helps West Virginia businesses keep their technology running smoothly. Whether you need full tech support or just extra help for a small IT team, from security and backups to day-to-day support, CityNet's local experts have you covered. Call today at 1-844-CityNet. Dave Wilson, TJ Meadows, Brian Dayton, West Virginia Chamber of Commerce joins us on set. We had to have you stop by before we wrap things up here, Brian. Good morning.
Well, it's an honor to be with you on the final day, and I just got to say,
segue on that CityNet ad. It's already hard enough to run a West Virginia business. Boy, what a good headway into this conversation.
All right, let's jump right into it then. The E-Verify bill, we talked about it when it was over on the House side. It has moved over to the Senate, where it took up a lot of air yesterday. Subcommittee, it was being tweaked. Why does the chamber think this is a bad bill?
So let's go ahead and just start off from a number of reasons. First of all, the subcommittee process was extremely rushed yesterday. What we saw when the Judiciary Committee as a whole took this bill up on Tuesday was this bill is deeply, deeply flawed. And so that's what ultimately led it being sent into a subcommittee. But as I think one of your guests yesterday pointed out, this is like a day 30 bill, not a day 57 bill. Today's day 58. And so what we saw was a very rushed product come out of the Judiciary Subcommittee. And then last night, when the bill was reported back to the full committee, the question was called, which means there's no debate, no discussion, no additional amendments. They called the question, moved it out, and rushed it out. So what we have is before us a bill that in its current status would have the harshest financial penalties on businesses for not using E-Verify in the nation. There are only 7 states that have an E-Verify mandate, and from what we can see, all the research we've done, this bill would have harsher penalties than any of those 7 states. And just to go ahead and help point out, we're talking $500 per day per employee for businesses over 50 employees, and that's questionable just the way the bill's written, how that would lay in. But $500 per day per employee for failing to run an E-Verify on a legal U.S. citizen or a legal worker, not an illegal worker, a legal worker. So that's really where we are right now, and it's causing a lot of concern for the business community in West Virginia, and we're speaking out about that.
Do you believe it was intentional to run this bill late, to cram it through? You talked about it's a day 30 bill. Do you believe that was an intentional maneuver?
What I will say is this bill crossed out of the House almost a month ago, and we have been consistently messaging to the Senate, speaking to them, saying we are happy to sit down with you guys. We are happy to craft a good product here that will help, encourage E-Verify use. We don't have a problem with that system, just to be clear, but help you encourage E-Verify use, get the numbers up, but do it in a way that protects the business community. And we have been consistently saying that for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then this bill comes up on Tuesday in the Judiciary Committee on day 56. It's in subcommittee on 57, which is very rushed. And so I think that's why we see a product that is out there right now that is deeply flawed, that has very onerous penalties, and is something that's going to cause a lot of harm to businesses in West Virginia.
Brian, and we're talking to Brian Dayton, West Virginia Chamber of Commerce, is your major contention with the bill the penalties or just the mandate that an employer would have to use this system and do that for every employee they hire? Which is the bigger concern for you?
They're both problems. And this is why, Dave, when you look at it, only 7 states have gone down this road to mandate. I think the biggest states with a border problem would be the 4 states that share a border with Mexico: California, New Mexico, Arizona, and Texas. None of those 4 states have anything close to this. Arizona would be the one state that does have a broad mandate, but their penalties are actually for employing illegal workers, not for not using E-Verify. If you're caught not using E-Verify and all your employees are legal, essentially all that happens to you is you're not eligible for state contracts or an economic development incentive. Most businesses aren't going to be in that boat anyhow. So there is a problem. It's a time-consuming mandate. We've heard from a number of businesses who are already every single day working hard, staying up late hours at their kitchen table, trying to get this done. And this is one more thing we're going to do.
Let me jump in, because not a guy that runs a business. I just want to trust the people that sign my paychecks every couple of weeks. What makes this so time-consuming? Because that's one of the things I've heard from proponents. Hey, we're not asking you to rewrite an employee's history. We're just asking you to submit this thing through an online portal. What makes this so time-consuming and burdensome to the business operator?
Well, we heard testimony the other day that this is, this only takes about 5 minutes. This was the chief proponent of the bill.
Yeah, this is what we've heard.
Well, okay, go ask most small business owners, hey, do you have 5 minutes? Do you have 5 minutes? They don't. They need 5 more hours per day at least in order to go ahead and actually feel comfortable. They're currently struggling. But let's go ahead and take that aside. Back to those penalties. $500 per day per employee.
The per day thing isn't well understood.
No, yeah,
That's high.
That's extremely high. So let me give you an example. If you have a restaurant, and a lot of restaurants, they have a lot of workers. You have wait staff, you have cooks, you have hostesses, hosts, everything like that. A lot of them are going to be well over 50 employees, so they're going to definitely meet that threshold. If they don't get the memo, to do this, and let's say they have 60 employees and Division of Labor audits them, that'd be $30,000 in fines in one day under this bill.
That could shut you down.
They're shut. Oh, it does shut you down.
Yeah.
They're done. They're done. I mean, that's what we look at and we're like, what in the world is it? This isn't pro-business. None of us are in support of hiring illegal workers. But this bill doesn't do a single thing to address that problem. We already have in law right now.
Say that again. This bill doesn't do anything to discourage hiring illegal workers?
Well, let me tell you right now, this bill, under current law, we have criminal penalties for businesses that hire illegal workers. On a third offense, you can face jail time. That is in current West Virginia code. You know what? That comes out in this bill. That is stricken from this bill because if you do an E-Verify mandate, there is Supreme Court case law, you can't have the fines. So that's actually a big question about this bill right there. But you can't have fines or criminal penalties. All you can have is license revocation stuff.
Let's go back to your example, $500 a day with the number of workers. You talked about that $30,000 example. I got to tell you, that's just you're taxing a business at that point out of existence. Is that really what this is? Just another tax? Whether that's paid for in time, money, whatever, another tax on business.
That's accurate. That's accurate. I mean, even if you're in compliance and you're not facing that penalty, it's a time tax. I mean, it's absolutely an administrative tax. We've had a number of businesses tell us, if you put this on us, I mean, that's going to take up a lot of resources, a lot of our time to make sure we're fully complying with this law. But again, back to your question there, yes, I mean, right now we have criminal penalties in code for employing unauthorized workers, and those are struck out in this bill. And so we're just,
wait,
okay.
Hold on. I've said several times today, you can call me a simpleton. You got to explain it to me.
No.
So you're telling me if this bill passed and I use E-Verify and I hire illegal aliens, and I've run the E-Verify system, now I'm not subject to criminal penalties?
So if you ran the E-Verify system and and they were cleared to work, there would be an affirmative defense, and we're okay with that. And what we've suggested all along is just make this bill an affirmative defense and make it permissive. But right now, basically, you would be subject to the provisions of 21(1)(b)(7) of this bill, which gets into the license revocation and that stuff, because the criminal penalties that currently exist in law are stricken out. And the reason they're stricken out is you cannot have an E-Verify mandate and those in there. So that's the choice we're making.
What the heck are we doing?
Well,
sorry, that's a rhetorical question. If you'd like to answer, go ahead, Brian. But
we've been making this argument all along. It's,
Let me see if I can help crystallize this, just my 2 cents. So if you're not using the law to prevent something bad from happening, what's left? What do we have coming up? An election.
You've said this all along.
Election.
Yeah.
Is this just politics?
Well, from a lot of the testimony, a lot of the comments that we've heard, yes, that's what it certainly seems to be. We're talking about the hiring of illegal aliens. Let me go ahead and point this out. I want your listeners to understand this. There are two ways that a business is going to be caught hiring illegal workers. One of them is probably ICE shows up, and the other would be the Division of Labor audits their books. Something catches their eye, and they go in and audit their books, at which point you'd find them. There's one way that you would find somebody not using E-Verify, and that's the Division of Labor auditing their books. So at the very checkpoint that we would catch somebody not in compliance with this law and hit them with a $500 penalty for failing to run an E-Verify on a legal U.S. citizen is the same point where we would catch them hiring an illegal worker, which we don't want. That's what we're trying to prevent. But the same checkpoint is where you would already find that. We don't see how this is enhancing enforcement whatsoever. It's penalizing businesses.
So what are you trying to do? Can you improve this bill to make it palatable between now and Saturday?
If this bill was amended to be permissive and provide an affirmative defense for businesses that use E-Verify and basically say if they get a false positive and they work something but they're protected from state penalties, that would be something that would be very interesting. That's what initially this bill was when it came out of the House Government Organization Committee back in, feels like 5 years ago, but it was actually only a little over a month ago. That would be one thing. Barring that, this bill's in really bad shape.
Can't play politics, Brian, on permissive. Sorry, can't do it. I'm sorry, that's my opinion. You cannot play politics on permissive. And this is a tax on business. Other states aren't doing it. And if I'm looking at West Virginia, and oh, by the way, we failed to pass Team West Virginia. Maybe we'll get into that later. But if I'm looking to come to West Virginia and there's just, there's one little thing that says, maybe I'll go to Tennessee or Kentucky instead, this could be it.
I'll go back to those 7 states that have an E-Verify mandate. 6 of them have significantly larger economies in West Virginia. They have more room for error than we do. And one of the other ones, Mississippi. And Mississippi's actually got some things going for it, but we can't really find any enforcement in Mississippi. And the other thing, just as a point where we've really looked at this, the states that have this mandate, we can't find any state that has compliance of more than 60 to 70%. So they mandated it, but the compliance is extremely low, which tells me it's not working. And so why are we going to go ahead? For the past, I would say 10, 11 years, we have worked so hard to take West Virginia and move us from a state where we were outliers that would cause businesses not to want to locate here and get us out of that outlier status. And we worked very hard at that. This puts us on a rocket ship right back to being an outlier, and an outlier with probably the strictest penalties right up front.
We could do another 20 minutes on this because I find this whole conversation to be extremely interesting. Let me ask you this, Brian. That came out of the House already. You don't have to name, if you want to name names, please, by all means. Are there any on this side that now have buyer's remorse? And maybe if they get a chance to vote on it again, might change their mind?
We think so. You know, I'm certainly not going to name names of private conversations I've had.
You sure?
But I will say I've had a number of conversations with people who did vote for this amendment that upon sitting down with them and explaining how this would work, I do think there was some confusion over there. Where I think they've seen, this didn't realize this would do this or didn't realize it would do that. So we've had a number of those conversations. I mean, again, nobody's for hiring illegal workers. This bill doesn't do a thing to really address that.
I just got to say quickly, if this passes both chambers and gets out, I don't see how this fits with the backyard brawl. The executive's going to have to make a tough decision.
We've talked about this a couple of times, and we've got to hit the break. The governor has talked about his desire to reduce red tape, reduce government regulation, make it more business friendly. I don't see how that fits in with that particular philosophy. Brian, always a pleasure to talk to you, buddy. Thanks for stopping by and entertaining us for a little bit.
It was great to be with you guys on the final day you're here.
Got to take a break. Back in a moment. This is Talkline from the AARP broadcast location.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
Boating season is almost here, and there's no better place to start your family's adventure than Lou Wendell Marine Sales. Family owned for over 40 years, Lou and his sons are West Virginia's largest Avalon pontoon dealer and true experts in boats, motors, and repairs. Explore their impressive inventory and score some of the best deals of the season right now. At Lou Wendell Marine Sales, they don't just sell boats, they sell family fun. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com and get on the water in style. After all, the weekend's almost here.
Welcome back, class of 2011. Most likely to be a millionaire, didn't quite make it.
Hey, reunion's not over yet.
Over here, millionaire, smile.
Make room, people.
Who is that?
Congratulations to our very own Millionaire for Life. Never too late, man.
You could win up to $1 million every year with Millionaire for Life. Play in store or online today. West Virginia Lottery. 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Hospitals drive West Virginia's economy. They produce jobs and create opportunities while keeping our communities healthy. Employing nearly 54,000 people, West Virginia hospitals rank among our state's largest and most dependable employers. They provide more than $1 billion in community benefits and generate nearly $17 billion in total economic impact each year. Hospitals are investing where it counts, advancing health, ensuring access to care, and powering West Virginia's economic future.
A message from the West Virginia Hospital Association, online at WVHA.org.
Picture a community where every space tells a story. Those are the communities we're designing at ZMM Architects and Engineers. With a blend of creativity and technical expertise, we design spaces that inspire, innovate, and ignite change. From cutting-edge educational facilities to community-centric gathering spaces, we're committed to improving lives through design. Let us help you shape a brighter future for generations to come. Because at ZMM, it's more than architecture. It's about building your legacy.
Golf Week called Pete Dye Golf Club one of America's best modern courses. Golf Digest recently called Pete Dye one of America's 100 greatest courses, and Pete Dye calls it 18 of the most exciting and memorable holes I've ever built on one course. Pete Dye Golf Club invites you to join the only course named after the legendary designer himself. National, corporate, and local memberships available now for a limited time. Visit PeteDye.com to learn more. Come play where the Mountaineers play at Pete Dye Golf Club.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Across West Virginia, hospitals are always here, healing, helping, and standing strong for our communities. Hospitals save lives and build livelihoods. They're among our largest employers, with a passionate workforce of 54,000 West Virginians. Hospitals are economic drivers, contributing close to $17 billion to our state's economy and working to ensure access to care for all. From life-saving moments to wellness support, West Virginia hospitals keep our state healthy, our families strong, and our future bright.
It's the late nights. It's the early mornings. It's working in the sunshine and rain and snow. It's the dedication, the care, the hours of training that led to the winner's circle. It's our job, our passion, our lives. We are the horsemen.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
With Metro News Hotline. If it's trending, it's probably here.
So it's Dennis, it's Rodman degrees out there today.
Oh, that sounds really uncomfortable.
I know it does. I know it does.
Is that legal? Is that past FCC? I don't know if you're allowed to say anything's Rodman something. That's
it's Rodman degrees.
That's
outside.
like saying it's awful Diddy out there. I don't know that we can do that.
Yeah. Join Dave Weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Pediatric primary care at WV Medicine. Pediatric primary care is never far away. Our pediatricians are here for everything your child needs. Whether it's a well child or unexpected visit, you have local convenient access to expert pediatric primary care. Visit WVKids.com to schedule an appointment. 304-TALK-304. Hey, guys, this governor is a one-termer. Nobody wants reelected in West Virginia. Tax pepperoni rolls and Doritos. Ask him how the heck it'll hurt his county. It is a pay raise for them, too. Talking about market pay. It's absolutely needed in the Eastern Panhandle and will help all of West Virginia. If you kill the cash cow, all of West Virginia will continue this dying trend, says the texter. Dave and TJ, locality pay in West Virginia should be unconstitutional. Equal work for equal pay for all. By denying increased pay because of where a person lives would affect their pensions negatively. Let the voters in a county pass a levy if they want to increase pay. Pensions is a good point. I hadn't thought about the impact that could have on your pension, whether you live, if you're teaching in Berkeley County versus Boone County. I think that's a good point. Yes, there is some things that need to be fleshed out. I don't think the idea, and we certainly don't have time to get into this today, maybe tomorrow, of some sort of an enhancement because you live in a market where the housing market is higher, where the cost of living is higher. Companies do that all the time. The federal government does that with its agencies. I don't think that is an idea to dismiss. How you get those fine details, well, that's why we can't get that one across the finish line.
At some point, we're going to have to deal with it, and it is going to have to come in some kind of omnibus instrument where there's a lot of things people want in there that everybody can agree on.
Ooh, omnibus. We haven't said that in a while.
Like that? Omnibus.
This texter says, screw the 5 or 10%, FTDR. What happened to the Roads for Prosperity? Wasn't that supposed to pave the roads with gold and bring economic wealth to everyone in West Virginia?
Used it all. And it still didn't cover it because the roads suck.
Go look at some of the bridge projects that are going on. Yeah, I mean, I was a supporter, and I do think it's had an impact, but we're West Virginia. We tear roads up quickly. TJ, yes! Capital letters. All capital letters, TJ. He has given that advice. Astute question on your part. I don't know what was astute, but it was astute.
Well, going back to talking about the question that I posed to Heckert, he talked about former members of the legislature who voted for the trigger mechanism that are now members of the Morrissey administration. Are they speaking to the governor? And, I think they are, but maybe he's not taking that advice. I don't know.
This texter wants to know why you two are no longer Facebook friends. What'd you do, TJ?
I don't know. My apologies. I don't know.
Ethan says we got to take our final break. We will do that and be back in a moment.
When my shift ends, I hang up my hard hat and head home, proud of the work we're doing here in West Virginia. Natural gas is more than energy. It's jobs, investment, and opportunity across our state. We put safety first and deliver reliable energy families and businesses count on. For families like mine, it means steady work and a stronger future. West Virginia Natural Gas, fueling communities today and building tomorrow.
This message is brought to you by the Gas and Oil Association of West Virginia.
Coal-based generation remains the backbone of West Virginia's energy portfolio, ensuring reliability, security, and affordable electricity throughout the region. Our coal plants are engineered for performance, designed to run most efficiently at or near a 70% capacity factor. This level of operation is not arbitrary. It's based on sound engineering principles, scientific analysis, and has been formally adopted by the West Virginia Legislature as a reasonable target for optimal performance. When our coal fleet operates near that benchmark, it provides stable power to the grid, maintains cost efficiency, and supports thousands of good-paying jobs across our state. Coal generation also drives local tax revenue that sustains schools, infrastructure, and community services. Working in partnership with state leaders and the Trump administration, we're ensuring that our coal fleet remains modern, efficient, and ready to power West Virginia and beyond for decades to come. This message brought to you by the West Virginia Coal Association and Friends of Coal.
Worried about paying for college? MetroNews is proud to present the 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program, where one high school junior in West Virginia will win a full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan College, including room, board, tuition, and fees. For details, go to WVMetroNews.com and click the Apply Now button. Deadline is May 3rd. The 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program, presented by Greer Industries and the West Virginia Hospital Association. Go to WVMetroNews.com and apply today by May 3rd.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan. We are here for you.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Longer days, warmer drives.
The Metro News Capital Report, brought to you by AARP.
Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the road.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown! We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science.
It all comes down to this in Charleston. The 2026 West Virginia Boys High School Basketball State Championships presented by Chick-fil-A. Saturday, March 21st. Every possession, every roar of the crowd, every championship moment. Live on Metro News Television, powered by GoMart. Watch on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Details at WVMetroNewsTV.com to get in the action.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong.
Hey, thanks to everybody who's helped us out during our time at the Capitol. We'll be back in the studios tomorrow. This Talkline on Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.